Anthem of the Seas, a Honolulu arrival, a critical strategic observation. The fleeting nature of maritime logistics underscores the vulnerability of supply chains and highlights the importance of real-time tracking capabilities. The arrival of Royal Caribbean's Anthem of the Seas at Port of Honolulu, as reported via cruiser hit tracking.
Com represents a seemingly minor event, a single cruise ship's docking. However, when viewed through the lens of contemporary geopolitical instability and the increasingly complex nature of global supply chains, this arrival possesses significant strategic implications.
The immediate disruption to localized port operations coupled with the potential for increased maritime traffic within the Pacific Rim necessitates an immediate assessment of potential vulnerabilities. Furthermore, the reliance on platforms like cruiser hit tracking
for tracking vessel movements reveals a critical dependency on independent data sources, a dependency that could be exploited during periods of heightened uncertainty. This situation demands a proactive evaluation of risk mitigation strategies, particularly concerning port congestion, resource allocation, and the potential for cascading operational failures within interconnected maritime networks.
The Pacific imperative, geopolitical context and supply chain dynamics. The strategic significance of Honolulu's port lies in its position within a nexus of critical trade routes and heightened geopolitical tension. The reporting of the Anthem of the Seas arrival at Port of Honolulu is intrinsically linked to the ongoing strategic competition within the Indo-Pacific region, a zone increasingly characterized by heightened military activity and contested trade routes.
The port's location, a vital hub for transshipment and critical infrastructure, makes it a focal point for potential disruptions, whether stemming from escalating regional conflicts, adversarial actions targeting maritime assets, or unforeseen geopolitical developments. Historically, Honolulu's role as a logistical center for the U.S. Navy and its proximity to vital trade lanes have always carried strategic weight. However, the current climate amplifies these considerations.
The convergence of increased naval presence coupled with the vulnerability of Pacific supply chains, particularly those reliant on transshipment through Honolulu, necessitates a thorough examination of potential cascading effects. Analyzing vessel traffic patterns alongside geopolitical intelligence provides a crucial framework for understanding the evolving risks associated with maritime commerce in this sensitive region, demanding a robust and adaptive approach to security and resource management.
Analyzing the flow, vessel tracking, port congestion, and operational vulnerabilities. The success of real-time tracking solutions like cruiser hit tracking is inextricably linked to the operational resilience of port infrastructure and the stability of surrounding geopolitical landscapes.
The availability of live tracking data, as provided by cruiser hit tracking offers a valuable, albeit limited, window into the operational realities of a complex maritime environment.
The arrival of the Anthem of the Seas at Honolulu, documented through this platform, immediately raises questions regarding port congestion, a persistent challenge exacerbated by increased cruise vessel traffic and global supply chain pressures. Moreover, the reliance on a single, privately owned tracking service exposes a critical vulnerability at a potential point of disruption or manipulation, particularly in a context characterized by escalating cyber threats and adversarial intelligence gathering.
Furthermore, the platform's data, while providing a snapshot of vessel location, fails to account for the broader operational context, including potential security threats, logistical bottlenecks, or changes in port regulations. A comprehensive strategic analysis must therefore incorporate multiple data streams and a rigorous assessment of the underlying vulnerabilities inherent in these interconnected systems, demanding a layered approach to risk mitigation and operational oversight.
Strategic assessment and future projections, risk, opportunity, and adaptive response. The strategic imperative lies in proactively anticipating and mitigating potential disruptions to critical maritime infrastructure and supply chains. The apparent arrival of the Anthem of the Seas at Port of Honolulu, viewed through the lens of contemporary strategic challenges, reveals a situation ripe with both risk and opportunity.
The continued volatility within the Indo-Pacific region, coupled with the inherent vulnerabilities of port infrastructure and the reliance on fragmented data sources, suggests a heightened probability of operational disruptions, ranging from port congestion and security breaches to unforeseen geopolitical events. However, This situation also presents an opportunity for enhanced strategic monitoring, improved data integration, and the development of more resilient supply chain networks.
Moving forward, a proactive approach is crucial, demanding continuous assessment of geopolitical developments, investment in robust tracking technologies, and the implementation of adaptive response protocols designed to minimize the impact of potential disruptions. The ability to rapidly assimilate and interpret data coupled with a commitment to collaborative partnerships will ultimately determine the long-term strategic viability of critical maritime hubs like Honolulu.